Fender Hooven rocket. Oh, it was a beauty. Fritz really had vision. Actually, he had double vision, which is why it had 8 tires.
So, what happened?
We never got off the ground. Bad promotion. I'm tonight. And don't forget, I'm taking you out tomorrow for your birthday. My treat.
Oh, no, Rose, I forgot to tell you. My daughter Caroline is flying in for my birthday tomorrow. Well, maybe we could all go out to lunch. You know, I'm very anxious for you two to get together.
Well, instead of going out, why don't you two come here for lunch? I'll cook something special.
Dorothy, I'm getting tired of dating your mother.
I promise this is the last time this will ever happen.
Okay.
Coming, Ma.
Just one more thing.
What is it?
When we are through with dinner and she begins to pick her teeth...
I promise. I'll ask her to keep them in her mouth.
Oh, well, the most wonderful thing happened. They found a donor. An excellent match. She was a retired Mormon school teacher.
Virginia's so lucky.
Oh, I'll say. That kidney was showroom new.
Elmer Fudd was chasing Bugs, and he stuck his gun down a hole in the ground that Bugs had painted.
Excuse me, Rose Blanche. Could I see the rule book? Thank you.
What say we call it a night?
This is the most insensitive thing I have ever heard.
P.S. Sorry I missed your birthday. Happy 68th.
It doesn't say that.
I know, I made that part up.
Ma, why are you always trying to aggravate everyone?
To relax. She's not letting go.
I'm sorry, Ma. I don't like to keep secrets.
Oh, like when you kept the secret you were taking me to Shady Pines?
Ma, I swear I didn't sleep more than 7 hours that night. I'm telling Rose.
Hey, Dorothy, if you tell Rose, she'll think I'm trying to hide it.
Won't you just come see the place? You know, they have one of the biggest and best birthing centers right here in Miami.
Those theme park people are always thinking, aren't they?
Oh, come on. Now, Blanche, before you close your mind, the least you can do is just take a look at the place.
I'll go with you if you need support. Just give me...
Machine is not working.
We shouldn't take any chances. I can't be moved. Somebody else will have to give up their room for Rose's family.
You're fine. You're staying with me. You always complain, and we always get through it.
All right, fine. But I'm begging you, while we're sleeping together, please, lay off the broccoli at dinner, huh?
These people, and you're all going to Cancun?
Yeah, one of them has a condo down there.
Ma, you were listening at the door last night, weren't you?
No, I swear on your father's grave. Oh, what used to be your father's grave? Now it's a Duena Schnitzel. But he always liked the pup, so I never made a fuss.
Ma, and then your friends can take you home.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes, thank you.
Is he gone?
Yeah, is something wrong? You want him back?
No, I just wanted to make sure he was gone. I have to tell you what happened. I died and went to heaven.
Any sense? There's thou shalt not commit adultery, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. 2 out of 10 refer to hitting the sheets, and they couldn't fit in lying? Does anybody think before they write this stuff down?
You're not making any sense. I can't talk to you when you're half asleep.
Excuse me, it's only 4 a.m.
It's back.
Hello. Dorothy isn't here. She was arrested on a morals charge this morning. I know, you just never know, do you? Have a nice day. That all Americans are as dumb as Rose. That would rock the very foundation of our government, undermine our great leaders, and potentially topple our entire democracy.
Rocky IV had a profound effect on you, didn't it? Oh, come on, we have to tell him the truth.
Hi, girls.
The one in Jacksonville, they used to come to our dances. Why are you going there?
Murder.
You're gonna meet some great gals.
Rose, you answer it.
I'm not going to answer it. I don't want to have to lie for you. It's your daughter.
We're not that close. You better answer it the next time. She's going to get mad. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your hair got white.
So did yours.
You still got that cat?
The same cat I had 30 years ago?
Fine, you ask the questions.
Don't tell me what to do.
Ladies, now let's not lose our tempers.
Did you let me or one of the girls know?
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. She's the housekeeper, right?
Right,
But she's not supposed to lift a finger, right?
right,
If anything needs to be done, you take care of it, right?
right. Where are you going, Ma?
To get a job as a housekeeper.
Ma, be serious now. Marguerite is dangerous.
Pretty fast worker. I guess that's something we have in common.
That's something else you have in common.
Gary Tucker, you are. I made some nice hot cocoa.
Now, Rosa, tell us how you got up the courage to save that eagle.
It was just a bird.
Well, what about saving that there school bus, huh?
I just gave it directions.
Oh, yeah, but there was a bridge washed out on the road ahead.
Really?
A bank, a department store?
Ocean Mist Retirement Hotel, Sundays noon to 1.
Ocean Mist, you know Molly Feinberg?
I don't think so. Wait a minute, you mean Molly Feinbaum?
I'm wrong. Ocean View, not Ocean Mist.
Feinstein, that's it. Gray hair, glasses.
Or is it Ocean Spray?
Thank you and good night. Well, Ma?
5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, that's a little long. What should I cut?
After hearing that act, your throat.
Hiding in here.
Dorothy, I'll tell you a very simple way to beat the heat. Just imagine yourself in a cool place. Like a snowy, windy mountaintop in Colorado. With a ski instructor named Fritz. And a bearskin rug and a bottle of brandy.
Buenos dias, Dorotheo. That means hello, Dorothy in Spanish.
You've really taken command of the language, haven't you, Rose?
See? You stood up to her, and there's no time like the present. And speaking of presents,
Rose, what are you doing here? I thought I asked you to take Ma shopping.
You can take your mop and put it where the herring don't swim.
I was this close.
We're talking about the sacred institution of marriage here. Are you willing to sacrifice the happiness of these two kids for the almighty dollar?
Yes!
I just want to be sure we were in agreement. Ramon, I'm going to put Priscilla on now.
Ladies, see y'all later.
I can't believe it. Neither can I. Free tickets.
Oh, I'm talking about my daddy. Why, this singing thing doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm worried about him. Maybe I ought to go call.
I'm going to get changed, too. Bridget's going to take me to the House of Fabrics. They're having a big felt sale. I hope I just don't get too crazy.
Yeah, you better take a tranquilizer before you go. Remember last time you hyperventilated and almost passed out?
I never passed out at the House of Fabrics. I believe who's going to be there. Dom DeLuise.
Wow!
Lonnie Anderson. Wow! Charles Nelson Riley. Charles Nelson Riley.
Wow, who else?
John Forsythe. Mr. John Forsythe.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you. Well, I guess we have no choice. I'll call my relatives in Minnesota and make arrangements to send baby back to the farm.
You don't do that.
Well, I'm just as disappointed as you are. No, it's been great having a pig living in the house. But we can't jeopardize baby's health, the doctor.
That's what I did. That's what I did. Yes. And I said, oh, well, I don't really have a handle on Rose, but I'll go do it. I want to be a part of this. So I was reading Rose for Jay Sandrich, obviously without my handle. And he said, I'm going to ask you to do something unorthodox.
I remember that crazy excuse you used when you didn't hand your paper in. What was it? Oh, that you married that kid, Stan. What's his name?
Gee, I don't remember.
I'm having a little trouble getting started. I can't seem to get my thoughts organized.
Well, maybe you'd like a little help.
Really? I certainly could.
I mean, she's probably worried sick already.
But I've never done anything like this. Tell a woman her husband's been seeing me.
And she'll say, why, that dirty rat, I will kill him. And you say, good news, darling, you don't have to, he's dead.
Of love. For some strange reason, I find that provocative.
You really ought to date more, Rose. That must be him. All right, honey, why don't you heat up the roll and cool yourself down?
Good evening. But it hasn't. I was hoping that it might help me get over my problem.
What problem?
Well, it's not easy for a man to say, Rose. I'm impotent.
As it turns out, it wasn't such a bad thing to do. The stuff tasted great, and Salvador decided to market it. At first, it didn't move so well. Linguine with ear salve on a menu doesn't look too appetizing. But once he changed the name to pesto sauce, it moved like hotcakes.
Yes.
Did I complain when she ruined your sweater when she washed it in the ditch out back?
She ruined my sweater?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
Come on, Ma, she's not going to be here that much longer. I mean, I wish you'd try to be patient. She's out with Blanche right now, looking at another place.
And how many places has she seen in the past 3 weeks?
Who can that be at this hour?
Oh, I bet it's Jerry coming back for his goodnight kiss. You know, sometimes you get so busy buttoning up and all you forget.
How do you do? I'm Millicent Kennedy, Gerald's mother.
Oh, how do you do?
What does he think it is? He wants to put a pacemaker in me.
Everybody's got a nickname for it.
I don't think I've ever been so scared in all my life.
You know what I do when I'm scared?
What is it? What's going on?
You're not going to believe this, Sophia, but God, Sophia, God.
Wow, now I see where Jesus got those eyes.
Shh, he's talking. Yeah, yes.
You prefer homemade.
I also prefer milk straight from a cow. I adapt. This is awful.
Ma, if you want...
Sugar, I didn't expect to see you here.
Daddy, I just heard what happened, and I'm so sorry. I truly am.
Oh, don't worry. It's my own fault. If I wasn't such a stubborn old fool.
Now, don't be hard on yourself.
Well, it's true. I never should have tried that.
He was here illegally. You can't blame yourself. You just have to have a little trust in the justice system.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say, Rose. You're not the one who's responsible for what happened to the kid.
Well, I know just how Dorothy feels. Now, when I was a young girl, I witnessed a horse theft on my granddaddy's plantation. Well, I screamed for help. My granddaddy just...
Late.
It's from your friend Gladys at Shady Pine. She says Lillian was sent to Sunny Pastures.
Ah, you see, Ma, your friend is fine.
Fine, are you kidding? Sunny Pastures is the worst nursing home in the city. It's every old person's nightmare. That and a child-proof cap on the kale pectate bottle.
Why, don't you look lovely?
Thank you. I have a date.
Oh, I see. Anybody I know?
His name is Robert. He lives in a castle.
A castle? Oh, that's very exciting. Would you like some help with your makeup?
Okay.
You know, I used to go out with a Robert. His father owned the movie house.
Do you realize what would happen if there were no swamps?
New Jersey wouldn't have a state smell.
I'm just in over my head. I mean, what with the banquet, press releases, petitions to be signed? Ma, what am I going to do?
I'll help.
Oh, Blanche, that's sweet, but, honey, aren't your hands tied with all? We had an agreement. You told me the dog would be gone by now.
Just one more day, Dorothy. I know I'll find the owner. I have posters all over the neighborhood.
One more day, or I am going to get rid of the dog myself.
I'll take him out to the lanai. Come on, sweetheart. Come on.
Sit down, take it easy, and discuss this ration. Using only English words. Now, we talked about Rose, we talked about Blanche. Nobody has said a word about Dorothy.
That's because they're afraid of her.
No, we are not. But we do have a problem.
How much is a new roof going to cost, Sid?
$10,000.
Well, how much is a patch job?
A couple of hundred. Look, can I use your phone? I gotta make an important call.
Yeah, go ahead. We have to discuss this.
Dorothy, we don't have 10,000.
We're missing people. People who are happy. People who are in love. People who are towing my car away.
Oh, I'd loan you my auto club card, but it's really expired.
You know, maybe you're right. Maybe I can't help. You need professional help. And I hope someday you get it.
Don't you think I will?
Rose, can I speak to you for a moment?
Oh, sure, Dorothy. Excuse me.
Rose, there was something very odd about that all-female jazz band.
What?
They're all men.
I just thought they were really...
Yeah, I almost forgot. We need a globe and a Tatler and a Midnight Star and an Enquirer. And I guess maybe one serious news magazine so we know what's going on in the world. One, people.
It's the way it'll work in the future, when my video camera gets back from the shop.
So tell me, what type of work is it that you need done, Mr.
Toto.
Mr. Toto?
Oh, no, Mr. Just Toto. You're Dorothy, and I'm Toto. At least for the next
Town.
Where is he taking you?
I'm not allowed to say security reasons.
Mom, none of this is true.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's Julio Iglesias. You satisfied?
We'll make the reservation for 4. She'll tell us the truth when she gets here.
I shouldn't have got you mixed up in all this. It's just so hard to tell Blanche the truth.
Clayton, you're selling your sister short. Now, at times, Blanche can be very understanding and compassionate and forgiving.
Get away from my baby brother, you cradle-snatching, empty-headed, two-faced dummy.
Now get back there.
He's here, isn't he?
Who?
Who? Rocco.
Rocco.
Ma, let me refresh your memory. The man you met in the police lineup?
I was at the police station to identify the guy who stole my purse. Rocco was there on a trumped-up charge.
Ma. Blanche, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Fine.
I was just checking.
Would you sit with me for a minute?
Sure, Blanche. Well, you were doing a lot of talking in your sleep.
Okay, in this formation, you're lined up in a wishbone with the U back in motion. Any questions so far?
I've got a question, Coach Rose. Am I an X or a no?
You're an O, Freddie. Well, it loses a little in the translation. But the point of it is that it's human nature to want to make up. I mean, people stay angry out of habit. If we can just get Angela and Sophia to do...
You don't believe that Grammy's here, that she talks to me.
Of course I do, sweetheart. Blanche, this is your Grammy. So get yourself out of here, you dumb peck of wood.
Every animal on the farm. I never learned how to make friends.
You never learned how to keep friends. You never thought of anybody but yourself. It's about time you stopped looking around for other people to blame. This is your problem. Oh, I always used to feel so guilty for not getting a place to rent.
Well, stop saying that. Hey, wait a minute. The city says you can't have 3 renters, but what if we're all co-owners?
Co-owners?
Yeah. You sell us each a share of the house, and we pay you every month like we always have, but instead of paying rent...
Vesta,
Now, do you love me the way you did Sal?
I thought I did, but now I think I might have confused a great friendship with a great love.
Boy, if this was Ronald Coleman and Greer Garson, there wouldn't be a dry eye in the house.
This is the kind of mistake you're supposed to make when you're 19. It gives me...
The bank would sooner cash a check from Jim and Tammy Baker.
Where are the girls?
Oh, they had a sudden change of heart. They decided to confess.
Oh, God, that's Eddie. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Oh, now, Dorothy, don't...
What's wrong, Dorothy?
Ma, you were right again. He was just using me.
Sit down, pussycat. I want to tell you something. You give...
Oh, yeah, do you think it's easy to be cheerful around you two? You know how many of these stinking hot toddies I have to drink to keep on a happy face? Well, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not speaking to either of you.
And I'm not speaking to you either.
Me neither, to either of you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'd be happy to. It's quite good. It's an interesting primitive. In fact, it makes me think of Grandma Moses.
She must have been pretty strong to do the work of a Clydesdale.
You really can't blame her, Donald. She doesn't...
You feel like going for a walk?
Oh, I love it. This is so cute. I think they're going for a walk.
Rose, now get away from that door.
I can't help but I just think it's amazing that a man would look up his first love after all these...
You're firing me, aren't you? Look, Marguerite, we think very highly of you as a person, but we're going to have to let you go. We just don't feel you're right for this job.
But you certainly did when you hired me. Marguerite, you're...
In July, we got picked up, and I went in and I talked to, I guess it was you and Tony Thomas. And I said, okay, guys, I know I'm not supposed to do this with a Southern accent. I've got an idea. How about Mae West? And I remember you said, not...
Grandma, this is my fiancée, Lorraine, and this is her mother and her 2 aunts.
Oh, wait. This is your fiancé?
Yeah, that's right.
You couldn't find someone your own age?
What is that supposed to mean?
No offense, but it means your daughter...
What is the point of that ridiculous story, Rose?
The point is, Gustav didn't die from his mysterious disease at all. He lived and recovered. Trouble was, he recovered while he was buried, so by the time they got to him, he died of suffocation. One year during the Depression, when I just got a block of coal, which I carved into a pair of high-top kids.
You can do anything you want to her, just don't hurt us.
Here, Marguerite, let me put this on for you. Oh, my! You look stunning, doesn't she? Just looks
Good for being in the ground for 2 hours.
Rose, what are you doing?
Watching the cheese balls.
You're supposed to be watching Dorothy.
I was watching Dorothy. But every time I watch her, Sophia eats a cheese ball.
Honey, let her have the darn cheese balls. Nobody else wants them.
Of course, it wasn't really the wilderness. He'd drive in circles for about 20 minutes and then end up in the woods just beyond the barn. It was years before all the kids caught on to Dad's trick.
What do you mean, just beyond the barn?
we are. Honest man. That's why we all believed in you. But now you started lying, and you're just like so many other politicians. Dishonest. If you even win this election, it won't mean a hill of beans, because it won't be you winning. You'll never be a great man, Gil, without being an...
I want help. Help and new clothes. So, I'll go to a counselor. If you'll drive me.
Drive you? Are you kidding? I'll listen to 8 tracks with you. Of course, we'll have to use Rose's car. No, but what...
On with the feast.
Oh, Ma, I may not have an IQ of 173, but I know what you mean by continuity and family. And next year, I want to learn the sauce.
Deal, pussycat. It's not that hard. First, you get 1 large pot.
Not come until tomorrow.
I know.
Oh, Dorothy, could I please borrow your diamond ring and your pearl necklace and your jade bracelet?
Are you planning to come back?
Sometime tomorrow morning.
Where are you going?
Oh, out to dinner with Jason, the director of our community theater. He's considering me for the role of Lady Macbeth.
There you are.
You're wise. You're just wise.
Oh, good, you're both here. Listen, I interviewed a very sweet lady on the phone to be our roommate, and she'll be here soon. So when she...
Oh, Dorothy, I thought you'd never come home. I have to talk to you.
Is something wrong? Is it Ma?
Oh, no, she's fine. It's just that you're out so late on a school night.
What?
I mean, how was your date with Elliot?
Wonderful, as usual.
Dorothy,
Is he asleep?
You need any help? We're going to have that baby till college.
So, how was dinner?
I'm still in shock.
What happened?
I just can't believe it.
What?
You know, you just never think you're going to hear that.
Blanche, tell me.
She's dying.
What's the matter? You don't watch General Hospital? This place is a passion pit.
Any flowers for me today?
No.
Are you sure? The name's Leonard.
I know your name. You ask me every day if I have flowers for you.
Ma, you're still here. I thought you were moving.
I will be, smarty pants. I found out about this agency that matches elderly people with roommates. Hello?
Hi, Miles. Oh, I'm sorry.
West Raymond. You're in her mouth more than her dentist.
Ma, how did you get back from the drugstore so soon?
I faked a heart attack to get through the line faster. What's up?
Well, we were just going out to dinner.
Great, I'm starved. Where are we going?
Well, Sophia, to tell you the truth, we thought...
A fat woman with a wooden leg and a totally hairless cat named Cincinnati Jake.
No.
Then I don't remember her.
Oh, Ma, look at this. A list I made of things I wanted to do with my life.
You know, I had a list like that, and I've done most of them.
That's like it is with you and Stan. You understand what I'm saying?
You're saying that in some ways, Stan belongs in my life, and like your shoes, he may not be stylish, but he's familiar, he's comfortable.
And shiny on top. Don't forget shiny on top.
And I guess that's not so would be.
What you and Rose Nyland saw was a UFO.
You always did know how to make me laugh.
It was nice to know I haven't lost it, all of it.
Oh, now don't you talk like that. You know, I'm really looking forward to Becky's visit, even though she is in a delicate condition.
Yeah, knocked up and single. How dainty.
Now, I think it's great that she's brave enough to have that baby by herself.
Look who's talking. The president of Knocked Up and Single.
Unusual.
Everyone, may we have your attention? We have an announcement.
We're taking the prize.
You mean we're getting married?
Oh, that's right. We're getting married. And we're taking the prize.
Rose.
This is just crazy and wonderful.
So I suggested they take them.
Blanche, both Rose and I told you not to interfere with their social lives.
I know it. I just thought it might be fun for them.
Oh, being set up on a date is never fun.
In Sicily, everything is set up. Dates, marriage, death, especially death. That's why whenever I go into a restaurant...
It must explain the urge I sometimes have to diaper your head.
You feel like playing a few more hands?
Sure. Oh, staying up like this playing games reminds me of my teenage slumber parties.
Oh, God. Oh, I'll never forget my first slumber party. We all got some
Weekly lottery tickets.
Oh, girls, it's been such a glorious day. All afternoon I was in the mood for leather, and I finally found exactly what I wanted.
Oh, fine, Blanche. Just make sure his motorcycle doesn't block the driveway.
Can we save the chit-chat for later? If we hit the jackpot, I want to live long enough to spend it.
What jackpot?
After the murder, other than you and your staff, were the waiter, the security chief, and the four of us. So when Miss McGlynn was reconstructing the murder scene, she described Blanche's dress being slung over the bed.
It was. I saw it.
But Miss McGlynn could only have seen it. They all loved having her around.
I miss someone to have a chat with at midnight.
You know what I'm going to miss most about Sophia? The way she used to tease me. The way she would ever so subtly jab me with names like Tramp, Floozy, Trollop.
You always feel like you're among friends. What do you think?
That was just a story.
I think it was a true story.
Will you go see that judge with me?
Will you start putting an R in February?
Okay.
Wake you. Oh, God. One at a time, Blanche. Anyway, I just wanted to say I think you're still doing a terrific job. Of course, there's some things I don't understand, like poverty. And
How often does a hospital mix up two babies? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Well, have you?
Are you here for the methadone program?
I'm sorry, I'm here for my mother.
Surgery.
No, blood test. You?
Oh, is someone going into surgery?
Then you'll have the decency to lie if anyone asks you about it.
Of course not, Ma. It all has to go in the family history.
Don't do this, Dorothy. Don't do something we'll both regret.
I have to, Ma. In 1920, your great-grandmother, Sophia Petrillo, became a pioneer.
$200.
Sold.
When would you like the services?
Gee, I don't know.
Well, how about Thursday night?
Thursday night?
Crazy. Not Thursday. Hell no.
Sorry, I forgot. The Cosby Show. How about Friday?
You have a TV guide we could check?
This is wonderful.
No, it is not wonderful, Dorothy. I was lying in bed eating, and if I don't get up and walk around, I'm going to become as big as a hippo. And life, if I can still call it that, has to go on in one form or the other, so here I am. I'll just spend my remaining years in the company of women. Only reason I'm sticking around is to read Danielle Steele's next book.
I am. This is wonderful. Your sister found a man.
I don't believe this. All the years I was with him, he was a yutz. She goes to bed with him, and it's great?
That's right. It was wrong for you. He's perfect for her.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
Look, Gloria isn't the kind of woman that does well by herself. She's the kind of woman who needs a rich man to buy her things and...
I feel like I've known him all my life. I talked to him about Charlie. I talked to him about St. Olaf. I talked to him about my family. I talked to him about my animal friends. I talked to him about life on the farm.
If that man didn't get a medal in the war, he sure as hell deserves one now.
Wait a minute. Did she just...
Tell Rose the truth.
Or...
Remember Shady Pines?
Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
I hear they sold it to some Germans.
Rose? Rose, sweetheart, Rose!
really going on here?
I made up that flimsy excuse hoping to run into you. Thank goodness it worked out. I really missed you.
Wait a minute. What do you think? I'm some kind of an idiot? I mean, you just said that you didn't even know Blanche and I were roommates.
That's right, and she believed it.
Oh, God, you're a wonderful actor.
There's no acting involved when I'm around you, darling.
Good for you, Rose.
I think I'll just go to my room, take a couple of aspirin, turn out the lights, and wait for the voices.
I love you all dearly, but I have to go where I'm needed and Phil needs me.
I thought you said Phil and his wife were getting along better.
They were never right for each other. She never appreciated him, never encouraged him. With the right woman behind him, he could have had a real diamond in his front tooth.
Yes, but the chain leads the eye even lower to that huge spare tire. Jutting out over those square, manly hips.
Why don't I just wear a sign that says, too ugly to live?
Fine, but what are you going to hang it from, the chain?
Who made it stick? Don't worry, Dorothy. Maybe Jimmy will come around.
Oh, I wish I could believe you, but Rose, I have been there. I mean, after a while, you feel you're just in this gigantic black hole.
We had a gigantic black hole back in St. Olaf.
Oh, God. Look, I'm sorry I gave the stick to your sister when you were a kid. And I'm sorry about the other thing, too.
You mean about giving Stan to Gloria?
Yeah, that and the stick. I'm sorry about those two things.
You know what, Mom? I love you. And I'm glad you're safe. And I forgive you.
You make me sick.
Going to do it. He looked more like he was going to wink. But then he slanted his head just slightly to the left.
Oh, I know that slant. You know every slant. So why don't you let my daughter finish her one kissing story of the year?
Thank you, Mom. Unbelievable, but please go along with it, okay? I mean, do it for me.
If it means that much to you, pussycat, you got it.
Oh, thanks. Now remember, not a word.
So what's all this crap about you putting a curse on my door? Go down the stairs. Here's where you move your feet. Move. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not just she was so good at home. You look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Stick it out.
Broccoli or cream corn?
Rose, you're terribly upset. Corn, please.
I'm not upset. I couldn't care less.
I guess I owe you an explanation.
You owe me a lot more than that. Why didn't you ever come to visit me?
Rose, I stayed away because I...
Rose, don't make fun of old people.
Now, I'm wearing weights to strengthen my ankles.
They come in headbands? Everybody, look who's here!
Come on, sweetheart, sit down. Sit down.
I took it from your purse.
Oh, Sophia, you know what the Bible says. Thou shalt not steal.
Hey, she got one.
Please, no jokes.
Hey, pussycat, we all deal with this in our own way. Some people make nervous little jokes, which makes me wonder who's using the kitty litter. Hello, come in. Oh, Murray, what a snazzy tux. I better not let you out of my sight tonight. That's my daughter, Dorothy, and these are her friends.
Jimmy, I just want to make sure that you're okay. Do I have to play hardball? David Dellinger. Life, and Ken, could you give up the circus for me? Could you give up the laughter, the smiles on those children's faces?
You know something, Dorothy? I don't think I could. Could I give up the fat lady for you? No. Could I give up the elephants for you? No. The chimps?
He didn't have the wisdom to know that family members shouldn't allow themselves to grow apart. Because when this day comes, they can no longer tell each other how they care. If he'd had that wisdom, he could have shared it with me, and I would have...
The other team are the X's, and you're all O's.
It's easy to remember. It's the number of points you scored this season.
Now, the tight end decoys, so it looks like we're running a draw play, and then he slips into a soft spot in the zone over the middle. The flanker fakes a screen, then...
Cool it gets here this time of year.
No, you picked the right time to visit. Another month, it would be very humid.
You don't know humid till you've been in St. Louis in mid-August.
Now, I hear it gets very, very humid there, especially in mid-August.
Incredibly humid and it's hot, sticky.
Why the hell are you marrying my... Ma, I am taking you to the hospital.
No.
Why not? What, are you trying to tell me that possibly there is nothing wrong with you?
No, I feel better just lying here. The ride in the car could only make me feel worse.
Yep, she's right, Dorothy. Sometimes just lying motionless is the...
Blanche and Thor and I will be out in the lanai, so you'll have the living room all to yourselves.
You all willing to do this?
Well, of course. Now, come on, let's go pick out the teeth you'll wear tonight.
You're making too much of this.
No, I'm not. Ma, I'm putting my foot down. I don't like this new crowd, so from now on, I want you home at 11.
They're my friends and I like them.
I'm sorry, Ma. This is the way it's going to be as long as you're living with them. You're good.
Thank you, Dorothy. That makes me feel so much better. And to tell you the truth, I'm still not ashamed of what I did today. I mean, if Deborah Norville stopped for every serious news story that happened around her, she wouldn't be where she is today.
He is so sophisticated and charming and rich and handsome. He fairly screams Blanche. At least he will before I'm through with him.
Girls, look! It's the St. Olaf Woman of the Year trophy. It says here I won Woman of the Year after all because the two merry widows. Hit it, Blanche!
He was your cousin. Where the relationship might have had a future.
Tell me, Blanche, did any of your relatives appear in Deliverance?
It was during the Korean conflict. I was rejected as a whack. I failed the ink blot test.
Oh, come on, Rose. Now, how can you fail an ink blot?
How?
Oh, George, what a great 3 days. This has been a wonderful honeymoon.
It should be. You waited long enough.
Me out of my misery if something tragic happens. Like I get a fatal illness or I've lost my looks.
Tell us when, Blanche. Ma, I forbid you to do this.
Dorothy, sometimes you forget. I'm the mother here.
That has nothing to make sure that you don't settle into old age.
So you're saying you make me vacuum and dust and scrape crusty stuff off the tile because you love me?
Honestly, it tickles me.
Pussycat!
Ma, even when I did make it hard on you, I know I haven't always given much back, honey. I was always so worried about me. I couldn't even come and see you when you needed me before you died, because I was all caught up in that old silly ball. There is no...
You? That convinced me. I wonder what Charlie would say if he knew.
Probably the same thing Molly said.
Molly didn't actually say that, Rose.
It's all right, but I warn you, it is very simple. Huh? What do you think?
I think you're my best friend, so let's change the subject.
I think it's beautiful. It's exactly what I would have picked.
That settles it. It goes back tomorrow.
I want you to know how grateful we are that you are seeing us at this time.
Did I sit down? Have I sat down yet?
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, am I this short? My God, you two are like a couple of redwoods.
Bigger part than I'd realized.
That must have been awful.
Oh, it was. I don't know any neutered flocking twins. The mind is a powerful thing.
Think of the 99% you don't use.
Anyway, I stopped at a gas station. Don't worry, girls. The audience had a real good time, and they got their money back on top of it.
That's not what we're talking about, you titmouse. We were talking about how humiliated we all were by Patrick.
Oh, you're right. I feel so common, so...
There's my cake.
Oh, Ma, now you cannot eat cake after that big bowl of pasta. It's not healthy.
Sophia, you know, I just thought of something. You worried about losing a pound? Well, have you ever thought you may not be the same height you always were?
You know, Ma, Blanche could be right. This could be exactly why you're losing.
Well, now that I'm up, I might as well do some shopping.
Get back here, you deceitful little Sicilian gecko! Escape from It's a Small World.
Come, my darling daughter. Mother has made you your favorite breakfast.
Lasagna in meat sauce?
Doesn't it look delicious? And think, for just $5.95, the recipe can be yours.
Hold it! Stop!
Make way for the victors.
You won the big game?
No, Rose, we lost, and we all changed our names to Victor. Of course we won. Now it's time for ice cream.
Yeah! You good going, guys.
Where I can buy the best donuts. Of course something is wrong. Dorothy never came home.
Yes, she did. She's in the kitchen.
All right, spill it. I want details.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, me too.
Well, there isn't that much to tell. Eddie?
But to the rest of the world, it was better known as the Yalta Conference.
You expect me to buy that? Look, the only reason I came over here was so you wouldn't cause a scene at the chow wagon when I fired you. Fired us? You heard me. And no story you can...
No.
It was a nice couple of months. I'll miss him. Think he'll remember me?
I don't know.
I'll remember him. I finished the scarf, you know.
Oh, great. Listen, next time we go...
Hello? Is this Miss Beatty? I beg your pardon? Well, do you have a brother, Al? I see. Well, I must have the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Wrong number.
Right number, wrong...
Stop here! This isn't stuff. This is my life.
Well, why are you bringing your life into our living room?
There have been some robberies in Rocco's building, and he asked me to store his valuables.
Yeah, but Ma, we don't have enough space for this stuff.
Don't worry, I have plenty of space in my room. Come on, Rocco.
And listen, when the two of you go in there, I want you to leave...
They like it, too.
That's because you bring the stick to them.
I know, they get so excited when I fetch. Well, you like having them over, too, don't you, Sophia?
Yeah, I like them.
That's because it temporarily shifts the blame if we find a puddle on the floor. Do we have to do this now? A nun has died. More than a nun. Sister Agnes was my mother's best friend. Oh, she's out there alone now. She hasn't said a word since we left the cemetery. I have no idea how she's going to react to this.
I've made a decision.
Ma, can I see you in the kitchen?
I've got no secrets from these people.
Shady Pines, Ma.
Right behind you.
I think you should take my check. Ma, I want to know. Now, where did you get the money?
The government is being kinder and gentler by sending me a lot more Social Security checks than they used to.
Last place in the world I want to be.
Well, what, honey?
Because of my father. How would you feel if you found out your father was a celibate monk?
It's not so unusual. Look, Rose, we don't necessarily get the parents we want. We get the ones we're dealt.
I'm sorry, Rose. It was a bad joke, and I didn't realize what it was doing to you.
Bad joke? It wasn't a joke at all. You mocked my relationship with Charlie, and you ruined my friendship with Miles. How can you be so cruel?
Why are you so cranky today?
I'm not cranky. I'm gassy. I had one of those Weight Watchers broccoli au gratins for lunch. Boy, that stuff's murder. I'm surprised Lynn Redgrave has a friend in the world.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt. No, I'm sure this is a very worthy cause, but no, to be perfectly frank, at this moment I couldn't give a flying fig about whooping cranes. No, I have to keep the line free. Fine, I'll send you a check. Hold it, let me grab a pencil. Okay, whooping cranes, yeah.
Oh, good God. Dorothy Zbornak has a date on a Saturday night and Blanche Devereaux does not? That sounds like an idea for a Stephen King book.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you who I'm going out with tonight because I thought it might hurt your feelings. But I realize now that's a plus.
Look, here's where you can reach me. Call me if you can work things out. I'll be there until showtime.
Fine. One more thing.
What's that?
Could you leave by the back door?
If you ask me, Blanche, your Uncle Lucas is nothing but lonely. Desperate, pathetic, and lonely.
Right.
Hey, Dorothy, you two might just hit it off.
Uncle Lucas is nothing of the sort. Dorothy, he is so excited about this date because I gave him a full
Ex-friends of mine, I'll come back later.
What do you think this is, the 7-Eleven? I'm not open all night.
Rose, we feel terrible about what we've done.
What have you done?
We're really very sorry.
Sorry about what?
Sorry isn't good enough. How can I ever trust you again?
Trust who?
Please, Rose, let's not talk about trust after the terrible things you wrote.
Will someone please tell me what the...
Listen, if you don't want tonight to turn into a total disaster, you have to stop being so self-conscious.
Oh, well, you're right, of course. Dr. Newman is a guest in our home. If I'm self-conscious, he'll be ill at ease. I can't allow that to happen. It would be un-Southern. I am never shopping at Fiedler Brothers again.
I beg your pardon.
Well, it's a little late for that. I've never been so humiliated in my life.
What about the time you lost the key to your handcuffs and had to go with that guy on his mail route? Gotcha! Trapped like a rat. Okay, so you're a mouse. Either way, you're out of here. Oh, listen, you had your chance. We'll visit each other. It's just that we can't live together. Right?
What's going on?
Oh, we were just discussing going our separate ways.
Interesting.
You think that's what we should do?
I didn't say that.
Then you think we should stay together?
I didn't say that either.
Well, what do you think we should do?
Maybe it isn't a heart attack.
Oh, Rose, honey, she's 80. At 80, something's got to go.
Well, not necessarily. My grandparents lived to their 90s. One was 102.
In Minnesota?
So? Rose, you know how they freeze dead people to preserve them and then bring them back?
Hit it, my magnificent little songbirds.
I don't wanna take it anymore. I'll just stay here locked behind the door. Just no time to stop and get away. Get away.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lorraine, but there was something I had to take care of.
No, I'm not Lorraine.
You're not Lorraine Maslansky?
No.
Really? Because I have her chart here.
Hand me my purse, I'll check my driver's license. Howard, could you get me another champagne, please?
Roger, be a dear and get me one, too.
I haven't seen them anywhere.
Oh, my God, Dorothy, what if he turns out to be some kind of depraved ex-convict who's kidnapped Rose and is dragging her across 7 states on a rampage of violence and destruction unparalleled in the annals of modern crime?
What we do?
Well, when I was 19, I answered the door one day to find the most handsome man I'd ever seen. He was selling encyclopedias, and I told him, right now, I can only afford to buy volume 1, but if you could come back next week.
About a guest room.
Look, if we don't start seeing results, you are out of here!
Do you know how hard it is to find a good contractor?
Yes, and you're living proof.
Ernie, she didn't mean...
My God, what are you kids doing in there?
It's all right, officer. We're divorced.
Here we are not eating chocolate cake, which we obviously adore, because we want to stay very thin and then drop dead. That's nuts.
But we might be thin and stay alive.
But not forever, Rose. We're not going to stay alive forever. That's Dorothy's point. And when you're going to die?
Up at Shady Pines making boats out of popsicle sticks.
I've had it. I've just had it. In the past few days, I have been turned down for every available part-time job in Dade County that didn't involve selling cocaine. Down if they fly by again. I'll go inside and pack a bag.
I want to be the one to go.
Whose bag do you think I'm going to pack?
Last few weeks with Jake have been wonderful, but oh, there's some things about him I cannot get used to.
Really? Like what?
Well, it's a question of breeding. He uses his fingers instead of his knife to push his food. He tucks his napkin into his collar. He wears white after Labor Day.
Blanche, the man is a winner.
Dorothy?
We made a rule, no talking, it shakes the plane.
I just have to say one thing. If Blanche is right and we are going to die this afternoon, I'm glad we're together.
Yes, that's very comforting. Now shut up.
All right, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Blanche, what is it?
Oh, it's Big Daddy. He's dead.
Oh, hi, Rose. Out of the closet, I see.
Yeah, I'm back.
Look, I got a card from Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, read it out loud.
Dear Pussycat, I have everything I need, but it's hard to get a decent bikini waxed.
Oh, a lullaby.
Well, sort of. Mr. Sandman.
Oh, I don't know, Rose.
Dorothy, come on. It's worth a try. It's either we sing or he sings.
All right.
Boom. Boom.
Put your clothes back on. I'm going to take you home. How can I ever look him in the eye? Why, I'll never be able to go back to work again. Oh, put your clothes back on. That's
the first time anybody's ever said that to me. Well, without shining a flashlight in my face.
Small, no. I meant I can't see you anymore because you're not Jewish. Rose, this has been a very difficult decision.
You're dumping me because I'm not Jewish?
Oh, no.
If you'd marry me, you'd make me the happiest woman in the world.
I think I'm going to cry.
Good old Mel, the only person I can always count on. Dear Blanche, when I heard of your death, it made me realize you don't know what you have till you've lost it. So I'm back with my ex-wife, Love Mel. Now that's completely apart, and I'm saving that for Henry Barnesworth.
I just don't want Dorothy to hear. Blanche, we can't let Dorothy ruin Stan and Catherine's wedding. I mean, it's selfish, it's adolescent, and it put a real cramp in their honeymoon.
Rose.
I mean, for somebody who's supposed to be so smart, Dorothy's acting like a real...
Are we gonna play, or do you want to forfeit?
No way. No, Dorothy Zbornak doesn't know the meaning of the word forfeit.
And she's a teacher, too. No wonder the Japanese are ahead of us.
I'm gonna kill you, Trudy.
Oh, Emma, get going. We have a plane to catch.
Really, have the very things we take with you. Here, let me get it.
Oh, God, this has always been my worst nightmare.
A wedding falling apart at the last minute?
No, going on a honeymoon with my mother.
Sarcasm, Rose. That's like when I say you're so lucky to be a natural blonde.
Thank you.
Just forget it, Rose. I have a late date.
You can leave early. A promise is a promise. Now, look, we're all very fond of Miles. Besides, a little...
Far and wide, and never lose heart, for I know one day my prince will come.
Now, what was that supposed to mean?
I wasn't paying close attention, but from what I could make of it, she's gonna sleep with that little black guy prince. So, as is tradition, I am ready to accept your various gifts and offerings. You may begin, Dorothy.
I appreciate your sense of ritual, Ma, but just so you know, I still have Shady Pines on the speed dial.
Dorothy, get dressed. We're going out to celebrate Clayton's last night in town.
Oh, terrific.
Let's go to Jose's. We always go there to celebrate.
The food is great.
Yeah, and they make all the waiters wear these really skin-tight bullfighters pants.
Really?